Imagine this, after the age of 30, every single decade you live, your body naturally loses about 3–8% of its muscle mass. By the time you're 60, if nothing is done, that loss accelerates, a condition researchers call sarcopenia. It's one of the silent drivers behind fatigue, slower walking speed, weaker balance, and even cognitive decline. And here's the surprising fact, sarcopenia isn't just about strength. It's deeply tied to longevity. Studies from the Journal of Gerontology show that maintaining muscle into older age is one of the strongest predictors of independence and even survival. Now, here's the good news. Muscle loss is not inevitable. Neuroscience teaches us that the brain and body remain adaptive throughout life. Just like the brain retains neuroplasticity, the muscles retain myoplasticity, the ability to remodel, repair, and grow new fibers when properly stimulated. And one of the most powerful levers you can pull isn't found in an expensive supplement or complicated routine. It's in the food you eat, specifically protein. Not just how much protein, but what kind when you consume it and how your body absorbs and uses it. Here's the fascinating part. You don't need exotic superfoods or costly powders. Science shows that simple, inexpensive, everyday protein sources, many of which you already know, can trigger the same muscle-building pathways as high-end products. Pathways like M2UR activation, which signals your muscles to grow stronger after a meal. So in this talk, I'm going to show you 7 cheap, high-protein foods that anyone over 60 can use to rebuild muscle mass, restore vitality, and protect their independence. You'll learn why each food works at the cellular level, how it interacts with your metabolism and hormones, and practical ways to integrate them into your daily meals. And as we walk through this, I'll also give you simple psychological and behavioral tools like timing, habit cues, and small mindset shifts. So you're not just learning what to eat, but also how to consistently apply it. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about food. It's about reclaiming your strength, protecting your independence, and proving to yourself that age does not define your potential. Think back to the last time you cracked an egg. Simple, ordinary, inexpensive, yet inside that shell is one of the most biologically complete proteins on Earth. Nutrition scientists often call eggs the gold standard of protein because their amino acid profile is almost perfectly matched to what the human body needs for growth and repair. But here's what makes them truly powerful for anyone over 60. Eggs are rich in leucine. Leucine is a branched-chain amino acid, and it acts like a molecular switch. The moment leucine levels in your bloodstream rise after a meal, they flip on a pathway called M2R, the master regulator of muscle growth. Think of M2R like a foreman at a construction site. Without the foreman giving orders, the builders stand idle. With leucine, the foreman shouts, "Build," and your muscle fibers get the signal to repair, strengthen, and grow. Now, here's something fascinating. Studies show that older adults often experience what's called anabolic resistance, meaning their muscles don't respond as strongly to small amounts of protein as younger bodies do, but leucine-rich foods like eggs can overcome that resistance by delivering a powerful enough signal to wake up those muscle-building pathways. Eggs also bring another dimension, brain health. The yolk contains choline, a nutrient critical for producing acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that keeps memory sharp and supports muscle contraction. So every egg you eat isn't just feeding your muscles, it's also fueling your mind. Here is a simple tool: eat eggs in the morning. Why? 2 reasons. First, it helps provide protein early in the day, which research suggests is often lacking in older adults' breakfasts. Second, eggs boost dopamine production, the neurotransmitter of focus, drive, and motivation. That means starting your morning with eggs can set the tone not only for stronger muscles, but also for clearer thinking and a more positive mood. Practical protocol: aim for 2–3 eggs at breakfast alongside some vegetables or whole grains. If you're concerned about cholesterol, note that large-scale studies have shown eggs in moderation do not raise cardiovascular risk for most people. In fact, the nutrients in eggs support eye health and reduce inflammation. So the humble egg is more than just breakfast food. It's a scientifically validated tool to reawaken your muscle-building machinery, sharpen your brain, and give your mornings the psychological edge you need to move into the day with strength. Now let's shift to something very different from eggs, yet equally powerful: lentils. They may not look impressive in the bag, but inside those tiny seeds is a nutrient profile that can rival expensive protein powders. For anyone over 60, lentils offer a muscle-preserving and metabolism-boosting advantage that is both affordable and accessible. First, lentils are surprisingly rich in protein, about 18 grams per cup when cooked, but what makes them special isn't just the protein content, it's the way they combine protein with fiber, minerals, and slow-digesting carbohydrates. That synergy helps regulate blood sugar, which is crucial as we age. Stable blood sugar means fewer energy crashes, better insulin sensitivity, and stronger delivery of amino acids into the muscle. Here's why that matters. Insulin is not just about blood sugar. It's also an anabolic hormone, meaning it helps drive nutrients into cells, including muscle cells. When insulin works well, your muscles absorb protein more effectively. When insulin becomes resistant, muscles weaken. And studies consistently show that legumes like lentils improve insulin sensitivity, essentially making your body better at using the protein you eat. Another benefit, lentils are rich in iron, which supports the oxygen carrying capacity of your blood. More oxygen to your muscles means less fatigue and faster recovery. The catch is that plant-based iron isn't absorbed as efficiently as animal-based iron. But here's a tool: pair lentils with vitamin C rich foods like tomatoes, bell peppers, or a squeeze of lemon. Vitamin C acts like a key, unlocking the iron for absorption and boosting your stamina. Lentils also support the gut microbiome. Their fiber feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which produce short-chain fatty acids that lower inflammation. Why does that matter for muscle? Because chronic inflammation accelerates muscle breakdown. By calming inflammation, lentils indirectly protect your muscle mass. Here's a simple protocol. Aim for 2 to 3 servings of lentils per week. They can be added to soups, salads, or even as a side dish in place of rice. If you struggle with digestion, start small, half a cup, and let your gut adjust. Over time, your tolerance and benefit will grow. So when you look at lentils, don't just see a cheap pantry item, see a metabolic ally. Improving insulin function, reducing inflammation, delivering steady protein, and giving your muscles the fuel and oxygen they need to grow. And by the way, if insights like this are sparking new ideas for you, consider subscribing to this channel. We share evidence-based strategies every week to help you not just survive aging, but thrive through it. Now, if eggs and lentils are about sparking growth during the day, Greek yogurt brings a very different advantage. It works for you both immediately and over time. That's because it contains 2 unique protein types, whey and casein. Whey is a fast-digesting protein. Within about 30 minutes of eating Greek yogurt, amino acids from whey are rushing through your bloodstream, stimulating muscle protein synthesis, the process of repairing and rebuilding tissue. Casein, on the other hand, is slow digesting. It releases amino acids gradually, sometimes over 6 to 8 hours. This dual action means Greek yogurt gives you the best of both worlds, a quick spark of repair and a long, steady drip of building blocks to sustain growth. For older adults, this matters enormously. Remember anabolic resistance, the tendency of muscle tissue to respond less strongly to small doses of protein as we age. By combining fast and slow proteins, Greek yogurt keeps your amino acid levels elevated long enough to overcome that resistance. It's like extending the window of opportunity for your muscles to rebuild. But Greek yogurt doesn't stop at protein. It's also rich in calcium, which not only strengthens bones, but also plays a direct role in muscle contraction. Think of calcium as the on switch for your muscles. Without it, your brain's signal to move can't translate into action. Add probiotics into the mix, the beneficial bacteria found in yogurt, and you've got an extra edge. These bacteria improve digestion, reduce inflammation, and even influence brain chemistry linked to mood and motivation. Here's a simple tool. Eat Greek yogurt in the evening. By doing so, the casein protein provides a slow release of amino acids throughout the night when your body's repair systems are most active. Essentially, you turn your sleep into a recovery session. A cup of Greek yogurt with a few berries or a spoonful of flaxseed before bed can become a muscle and brain boosting ritual. Another protocol, if mornings are busy, Greek yogurt also makes a powerful, quick breakfast. Pair it with nuts for sustained energy or with fruit for added antioxidants. The combination stabilizes blood sugar, sharpens focus, and gives your muscles the raw materials they need right from the start of the day. So Greek yogurt isn't just a snack, it's a strategic tool. supporting immediate repair, overnight growth, bone health, and even gut-brain balance. When you add it to your week, you're not just feeding your body, you're training your physiology to keep building even as you rest. When most people think of protein, they rarely think of a can. Yet, canned tuna or sardines might be one of the most underrated muscle-building tools available, cheap, shelf-stable, and packed with nutrients that go beyond protein. Here's the key. These fish combine high-quality protein with omega-3 fatty acids. Protein provides the amino acids your muscles need, but omega-3s add a unique twist. They act like amplifiers, making your muscles more sensitive to anabolic signals. In simple terms, omega-3 help your body use protein more effectively to build muscle. For older adults, this is game-changing. Research has shown that omega-3 can reduce chronic inflammation, which is one of the hidden enemies of muscle preservation. Inflammation acts like rust on a machine, slowly eroding the efficiency of your tissues. By lowering that background inflammation, omega-3 free your muscles to respond better to exercise and protein intake. But the benefits don't stop at muscle. Omega-3 are also essential for neuroplasticity, the ability of the brain to adapt, learn, and form new connections. This means when you eat tuna or sardines, you're not just fueling muscle repair, you're enhancing the brain-muscle communication that drives balance, coordination, and even reaction time. Think about how important that is for preventing falls and maintaining independence as you age. Here's a practical tool. Aim for 2 to 3 servings of canned tuna or sardines per week. Sardines in particular are rich in calcium because of their edible bones, adding another layer of protection for skeletal health. For tuna, choose varieties packed in water rather than oil to keep calories balanced, then add your own healthy fats like olive oil if desired. One easy protocol: mash sardines onto whole grain toast with a squeeze of lemon and herbs, or mix canned tuna into a salad with beans for a double protein boost. Small, simple meals like this provide not just muscle fuel, but also brain nourishment. So when you open a can of tuna or sardines, you're not just saving money, you're unlocking a nutrient synergy: protein to build, omega-3s to amplify, and minerals to stabilize. That's a full body upgrade in one simple, affordable choice. And by the way, if this kind of science-backed approach is helping you think differently about aging, consider subscribing. Each week we bring you practical, evidence-based tools to build strength, vitality, and clarity of mind, because you deserve to age with power, not decline. If Greek yogurt is a versatile day and night protein, cottage cheese deserves its own spotlight, especially for what it does while you sleep. This food has been quietly studied for decades, and for good reason. It's rich in casein protein, which digests slowly and delivers amino acids steadily over several hours. Why does that matter? Sleep is when your body performs its deepest repair. Growth hormone levels rise, tissues regenerate, and the immune system resets. But if you go to bed without enough circulating amino acids, your body may break down muscle overnight to get what it needs. Cottage cheese prevents this by acting as an overnight drip of protein, protecting your muscle mass while your brain and body rest. Cottage cheese also contains tryptophan, an amino acid that's converted into serotonin and then melatonin. Serotonin helps regulate mood, while melatonin signals the brain that it's time for deep, restorative sleep. So a small serving of cottage cheese before bed doesn't just fuel your muscles, it can literally help you sleep better. And here's another benefit. It's loaded with calcium and phosphorus, 2 minerals critical for maintaining bone density. When paired with the slow-release protein effect, you get a food that strengthens both the scaffolding of your body and the muscle that moves it. Here's a tool. Have half a cup of cottage cheese about 30-60 minutes before bed. You can eat it plain, or add a few berries for antioxidants, or a spoon of nut butter for extra healthy fats. This combination not only supports muscle repair, but also keeps blood sugar stable through the night, reducing the risk of waking up hungry at 2 a.m. If you're someone who struggles with late night cravings, this strategy doubles as a behavioral tool. By giving your brain a satisfying, protein-rich food, you quiet the urge to reach for processed snacks while ensuring your muscles are nourished as you sleep. So cottage cheese isn't just an old-fashioned food. It's a science-backed nighttime protocol, preserving lean mass, improving sleep quality, and protecting bone strength. Think of it as an insurance policy. While you rest, it quietly guards your health in the background. Among all the protein sources, chickpeas stand out for a simple reason. They don't just feed your muscles, they stabilize your entire system, That stability in energy, hormones, and mood is a hidden but critical part of keeping muscle strong after 60. 1 cup of cooked chickpeas provides around 15 grams of protein along with complex carbohydrates and fiber. This balance slows digestion, giving you a gradual release of glucose and amino acids into your bloodstream. Why does this matter? Because sudden spikes and crashes in blood sugar drain your energy and can actually increase the breakdown of muscle tissue. Chickpeas act like a steady hand on the wheel, keeping blood sugar controlled and providing a slow, consistent flow of building blocks to your muscles. There's another layer to chickpeas. They help regulate cortisol, the body's main stress hormone. Cortisol is essential in small amounts, but when it stays elevated for too long, it signals the body to break down muscle for fuel. Foods rich in fiber and magnesium, like chickpeas, help lower cortisol levels by balancing blood sugar and calming the nervous system. The result, less catabolic muscle wasting activity and more anabolic muscle building activity. Chickpeas also carry a strong amino acid profile. They're not complete on their own, but when paired with whole grains like rice or quinoa, they deliver a full spectrum of essential amino acids, the very building blocks your muscles demand. This makes them an affordable, plant-based way to match the muscle-preserving power of animal protein. Here's a tool. Use chickpeas as a midday snack or side dish. Roasted chickpeas make a crunchy alternative to chips, keeping you satisfied while delivering protein and fiber, or toss them into a salad with olive oil and herbs for a meal that stabilizes energy for hours. By adding them in the middle of the day, you also guard against the mid-afternoon energy slump, that time when focus drops and cravings rise. So chickpeas are more than just a pantry staple. They are an energy anchor, keeping blood sugar steady, protecting against stress-driven muscle loss, and fueling your body with affordable, sustainable protein. And the beauty is, they work quietly in the background, helping you maintain momentum without spikes, crashes, or burnout. When it comes to high-protein foods, most people think of meat, dairy, or legumes. Few realize that one of the most accessible and affordable muscle-preserving foods has likely been sitting in their pantry all along: peanuts. Peanuts, whether eaten whole, roasted, or as peanut butter, pack about 7 grams of protein per ounce. But here's where they shine. They're also rich in arginine, an amino acid that increases nitric oxide production. Nitric oxide widens blood vessels, improving circulation and nutrient delivery. For muscles, this means more oxygen, more amino acids, and faster recovery. In plain terms, peanuts don't just provide protein, they help that protein actually reach your muscles more effectively. Another hidden advantage is their calorie density. As we age, appetite sometimes declines, and hitting protein goals can feel like a struggle. A handful of peanuts or a spoonful of peanut butter delivers protein, healthy fats, and energy in a small, satisfying serving. This makes them a perfect solution for seniors who need to build strength without having to eat large volumes of food. Peanuts also contain resveratrol, the same compound found in red grapes, which supports cardiovascular health and reduces oxidative stress, protecting the heart, and reducing systemic stress indirectly supports muscle health by keeping the entire circulatory system efficient. Here's a simple tool. Pair peanuts or peanut butter with fruit. An apple with a tablespoon of peanut butter creates a powerful snack. The carbohydrates in the fruit replenish energy, while the protein and fat from the peanuts sustain it. This pairing is especially effective after exercise or activity when your muscles are primed to absorb nutrients. For nighttime muscle protection, a small spoon of peanut butter before bed can provide slow-burning energy and amino acids, reducing the risk of muscle breakdown while you sleep. So don't underestimate this humble, inexpensive food. Peanuts are not just a snack, they're a strategic protein source that boosts circulation, delivers dense nutrition, and helps you maintain consistency in hitting your protein needs. For older adults aiming to rebuild strength, they're one of the simplest and most overlooked tools available. We've covered 7 simple, affordable, and science-backed protein foods: eggs, lentils, Greek yogurt, canned tuna or sardines, cottage cheese, chickpeas, and peanuts. On the surface, they might seem ordinary, but underneath, they represent one of the most powerful levers. You have to fight muscle loss, sharpen your mind, and preserve independence as you age. Let's zoom out for a moment. After 60, the stakes around muscle health are higher than most people realize. Sarcopenia, age-related muscle decline, doesn't just mean less strength. It means a higher risk of falls, slower recovery from illness, greater fatigue, and even reduced resilience in the brain. Muscles are metabolically active, they talk to your hormones, they support your immune system, and they protect your bones. When you lose them, everything else suffers. When you protect them, everything else strengthens. What these 7 foods do is give you the raw material to push back. Eggs deliver leucine to flip on the mTOR pathway, sparking new growth. Lentils improve insulin sensitivity, so muscles can absorb amino acids more effectively. Greek yogurt gives you both immediate and sustained repair. Tuna and sardines bring omega-3 stuff that reduce inflammation and amplify protein's impact. Cottage cheese supports overnight rebuilding while improving sleep. Chickpeas stabilize energy and cortisol, protecting muscle from breakdown. And peanuts enhance circulation, making every nutrient more accessible to your tissues. Together, they form a low-cost, high-impact strategy, a kind of nutritional safety net that works with your biology, not against it. And the beauty is, you don't need them all at once. Even adding 2 or 3 consistently into your weekly meals can make a measurable difference. Now, here's the deeper truth. Food is not just fuel. Food is information. Every bite you take sends signals to your cells, signals to build or signals to break down. What you eat literally rewrites the way your muscles, brain, and hormones operate. That means every meal is a choice point, a chance to tell your body, keep building, keep adapting, keep me strong. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one of these 7 foods and add it to your day this week. It could be as simple as starting your morning with eggs, swapping in lentils for dinner twice a week, or finishing the evening with a small serving of cottage cheese. Notice how your energy, focus, and recovery shift over time. Small, consistent steps compound into powerful outcomes. And remember, this is not about perfection, it's about momentum. Every time you choose one of these foods, you're sending a signal to your body that you are still in charge, that strength and vitality are still within reach no matter your age. If this talk has given you new clarity or motivation, I'd like to invite you to join this community. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe so you don't miss the science-backed tools we bring you every week. This isn't just a channel, it's a place where we learn, grow, and age with power together. So the next time you stand in your kitchen and wonder what to eat, remember, it doesn't take expensive powders or rare superfoods. It takes the right choices, repeated with consistency. Strength is built one meal at a time, and your next one could be the start of a stronger, healthier, more independent you.